So let's play an imaginary game. Close your eyes and pretend you're no longer playing the role of the person who has it all together. You no longer have to be everything for everyone. You aren't the strong one. You're just part of the team. You ask for help when you need it. You're okay when some things don't get done and let go of the fear that everyone will judge you for it. You can admit you don't have it all together and take a deep breath and let go of the pressure to try and pretend otherwise. Now open your eyes. What was that like? Hey everyone, how's it going? I'm Kira Wackett. Thanks for joining me for another video as we work to empower and equip you with the confidence and skills to write your own story so that you can live your life on purpose. Today we're exploring the impact of playing the role of a human giver. I was listening to Dax Shepard's podcast, Armchair Expert, a show I am now obsessed with, and yes, I have talked about in videos before. In an interview with Chelsea Handler, he talked about the experience of vulnerability through the lens of being the strong one. They talked about how, for each of them, their life circumstances led to them assuming the role of the alpha, the pack leader. They were the ones that could and had to take care of everything and everyone at all costs. Now, the problem with this role is that over time, we condition ourselves out of having needs. We begin to reduce who we are to what we do for others and how well we manage it. We have to be in control of everything, and as such, assume responsibility for everything. We actively suppress our own pain, needs, wants, longings, hurt, because we're supposed to care for everyone else. This is our job, and our worth and value become dependent on it. This idea is discussed in the book Burnout, where they define this role as a human giver. They talk about the fact that givers are expected to abdicate any resource or power they may happen to acquire, their jobs, their love, their bodies. They must be pretty, happy, calm, generous, and attentive to the needs of others, which means they must never be ugly, angry, ambitious, or attentive to their own needs. Givers are not supposed to need anything. For most of my life, I took care of everyone else. Not because I wanted to, but because I internalized a belief that I had to. The result of early parentification, or the process of assuming the emotional and functional roles of your caregivers, and building relationships with people mounted on what I could do for them, were a ripe combination for the development of my role as a human giver. I thrived on the notion that I could be it all, do it all, handle it all, and was fueled by comments like, "Gosh, I don't know how you do it," or "I wish I was strong like you." I may have been breaking down inside, but I had perfected my performance so everyone else saw the version of me that I had created for them. I was ridden with anxiety, knee-deep in a dangerous eating disorder, in a constant state of self-loathing, and at times, suicidal. But at least people admired me, right? At least I was the strong one. Over time, the disconnect between what others saw and how I felt grew larger. A hole filling with resentment and loneliness. I just wanted someone to ask me how I was doing and sit with me until I actually answered. I wanted someone to not allow me to make it about them. I wanted friends who didn't need me to be okay, or family who considered how I might be affected in the things that they were doing. I would tell Jordan how no one cares and that my life is so complex and no one seems to get it. Things I know now weren't true, but were in fact a sense of terminal uniqueness, and they were reactions to years of feeling unseen. I would wonder, why doesn't anyone see me? I didn't even know what I was looking for when I talked about being seen. Honestly, I think part of me wanted to be celebrated for everything I did for others, and the other part of me just wanted to walk away from this role and be the one who needed to be taken care of. It wasn't until a few years ago that I could see the truth of what was happening. I was trying to live on both ends of the spectrum. I had created a system of binaries and wanted it both ways. I wanted to be in charge and in control. I wanted to take care of everyone because it was safe. I could keep people at a distance, a form of protection that amounted from early childhood trauma. But at the same time, I wanted to be nurtured. I wanted to be noticed, to be seen. In his interview with Chelsea, Dax reflects on the idea that he always wanted to be in charge, to have everyone count on him, and yet he was shocked that he would feel so unseen and invisible. The reality is, he and I were the masters of creating that invisible experience. The invisibility was a form of protection from pain. If we don't have needs, if we can take care of everyone else, if we can always be fine and just keep on moving, then we won't be hurt again. We won't have to face rejection. We won't feel that same sense of loneliness we felt before. We won't have failed. We believe if we can be strong, then we will be okay. But that protective film was keeping us from being seen. It stopped us from healing and the opportunity to be vulnerable. It didn't prevent us from pain. He turned to substances. I turned to my eating disorder. We all find something. It just stopped others from seeing it, or at least we thought it did. Being the strong one all the time is a sign that you're trying to protect yourself from something. And trust me, whatever pain or fear is lurking will find ways to consume you, no matter how much you repress it with a busy schedule, ambition, and an attitude of fine. You will find ways to mask it using substances, Netflix, pouring yourself into work, and it's still going to be there. The only way to derive true meaning and connection is to stop assuming a role above or below everyone else and allow yourself to be a part of the world. So as we bring this to a close, take some time and consider the following. How often do you assume the role of the strong one? Where does that come from? When did you assume this role and how has it served you? Good, bad, or neutral? When someone tries to be there for you, how often do you let them? Do you follow it up with how everything is fine? Do you tell them how you're actually feeling? Do you let them go behind the curtain? What scares you about doing this? How can you reframe your relationship with control and failure to allow more space to lean into your vulnerability? The best learning can happen after the video by opening the door for discussion. So be sure to let us know in the video notes what is coming up for you and where and how we can lend support along the way. Be sure to check out the show notes after this video to dive deeper into the role of shame in this process and how we can begin to dismantle these belief systems. And if you haven't joined the AR Insider yet, be sure to click the link in the show notes and get yourself on that list. You're going to get exclusive content and discounts that I don't share anywhere else and stay in the know on all of the happenings, the projects, the new things that I'm working on. If you like what you're hearing, be sure to give me that thumbs up and share this video with someone else who could benefit from hearing it. And if you want to stay connected to everything I'm doing on YouTube, click that subscribe button and show a little love. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I am so honored to be walking this journey with you as we learn how to dismantle these systems of protection that have kept us feeling lonely. Because remember, we have the right to author our own stories. So let's go get that pen back. See you next time.